How are you doing? What's up, Jimmy? Why are you giving me that look, mister? I'm taking the doggies to the dog park, as usual. Then coffee. Coffee. Right, Jimbo? And, I've been waking. Things are going well. Today we did a story on a dog that was shot by police in the middle of the night when they were checking a house out for a police call, and a dog come running out. Police apparently felt threatened and shot the dog, which is really sad. Reminds me that when somebody knocks on our door in the middle of the night, not to let the dogs go out and greet him, because the dogs could end up getting hurt. We wouldn't want that. And the other thing, I've got some disturbing news when I came home today. First off, I'm trying out something with my GoPros. They're both plugged into the cigarette lighter, but not through the USB port, which tends to wear out if you use it too much. They're kind of sensitive on GoPros. So I got these cigarette lighter adapters. One on the Hero 3 goes into the back and where the battery plugs in. You just plug it in instead of the battery. And on the Hero 4 it plugs into the data port on the back, which seems to be a little more robust. And then today when I went home and got that in the mail today, I was happy. I was checking my subscriptions on YouTube and I saw something really disturbing on there. One of the channels I watch frequently, Nomadic Fanatic, he's traveling across the Northwest right now. He's in he's in North Dakota, I believe. He found out that some of his videos have been pulled off of YouTube by Google, because somebody's made a copyright claim on his videos. And I've seen the videos that he put out, and there's nothing other than content that Eric put on there. So these are false copyright claims. And the way YouTube works through it, they just go ahead and they pull the videos, and then you have like 7 days and they might just pull your whole channel. And this is just real asinine jealousy on the part of some people out there who just cannot be content to live and let live. And I've talked about this before. A lot of people have talked online. They're not even worth the attention. You know, they could just rot away in their parents' basement, because that's what they're doing. But the other thing I have to say, if Eric were to hear any of this message, or anybody, is that the one thing is to never give up. Things may look bad, but you should always have faith. You should visualize the outcome that you want. And I believe that by doing that, you may open yourself up to opportunities that may not be apparent right now. You know, the mind is a very powerful thing, and if we can put it to, if we could just see our goals, visualize our goals, and we start working towards our goals, and next thing you know, we've achieved them. There are a lot of things that are beyond our control in this world. You know, hateful people is one of them. The only thing we can really do, I guess, is to pray for them. I mean, that does us good to do that, actually, in many ways. And, you know, and part of that is to essentially pray that we don't end up becoming like them, because that's really, in the end, the goal of haters everywhere, is to drag everybody down into their misery to the point that everybody does the same thing and they can say, see, the whole world is awful. You know, I don't subscribe to that vision. And if most people in this world don't subscribe to that vision will not be able to come true. So I think that there will be a great opportunity. You know, it may seem bad now, but a lot of times in adversity there is a hidden gold mine. And just have to see see what it is we really want and go for it. And that's one of the things I've found very encouraging about watching these channels, is that I see a lot of people just doing things and not even asking for permission or asking for people to believe they're credible in doing it. They're just doing it. And, you know, if somebody makes fun of them, so what? It doesn't stop them. And, you know, because if you allow people, I've allowed people to stop me from doing what I want, just merely by them being sour about everything and making fun, or, you know, pointing out all the flaws. And in the end, I've ended up miserable. They may end up happy as you can be, being a miserable SOB like that. But I've ended up unhappy and giving up on goals or dreams that are probably worthwhile. Most of the people who've ever stood in my way, I don't even know where they are. I can't even remember most of them. But, you know, if I let people stand in my way and stop me, then that's my fault, really. And I've seen some people do things that have encouraged me to finally step out and do things and not ask for permission, not ask for people's approval. Just do it. I don't even care if people watch it or participate or what. I'm just going to do it because I enjoy doing it. And sometimes, unfortunately, there are people out there who hate that. They just hate that somebody may be enjoying something. They get jealous, mad. They look for every little thing they can find. And somebody apparently has found a loophole on Eric. And this message is also for Google and YouTube. I'm one of those people who, this is my letter to you. You need to look into this. You need to reinstate Eric. He's doing a lot of good for a lot of people. The person who did this stuff, first off, I don't know if it's possible, but they should be discovered. And if they're doing it out of a school library or out of an internet cafe or out of some public facility, then those people should be approached, made aware of what happened, what's going on, and say, look, this person does not need to be doing this. This person does not need to be using your servers to do this. If they continue doing this on your servers, because I do believe that's one way you can find somebody out, is by looking what server it's coming from. There's ways of masking it, but there are many ways of finding it. And if enough people are interested in this person will be found. And to finish what I was saying, if you can't go after the individual who's responsible, go after the people whose servers are hosting that individual. I guarantee you they will make him pay for what he did, he or she. And one way is banishment. And hey, if somebody can't act right, don't let them get on the internet, period. Banish them from the internet. We do not need to hear their voice. If all they're about is trying to shut worthy ideas up because of a little childishness or jealousy or stupidity. And we're almost to the doggy park. As you can hear, the doggies are going wild. Woohoo! And so yeah, I guess that's all I got to say about that. The same thing happens all over the world. It's been happening forever and ever and ever. But the dogs will be happy to see their friends. Maybe, if there are some friends out there. There ought to be. The weather's really nice right now. It's been kind of hot today. As you can hear by my air conditioner going brrrr. So anyway, I know that somebody out there really loves it when I do this, so hee hee. What's going on, Stella? Jimmy. Jimmy. I think I'll roll down the windows. I mean, hey, how you doing? Turning into a nice night, although, whew, man, I had to leave because the flies were biting. Anyway, I still have some leftover angst comments about what I was talking about earlier about the trolls. Oh, look, there's the MetLife blimp again. I'm kind of having my fair share of experience with people who just won't function. And these people live off of the goodwill of others. And I know, you know, it's not good to judge, because if you judge one, then you look down on other people, you know. But I'm just saying that you know, when you go in to a place like a school, or like your worker, your office, or whatever, and you take advantage of the resources that you're given, not to bring good into the world, but to bring darkness. Oh, if you're doing it out of a school, you can be found very quickly and easily. I've seen that happen quite a few times. Somebody posts something stupid like a threat to a political figure, or a bomb threat to the school or something, and next thing you know, they're like, well, it came from this IP. They do have good ways of tracking that down. Even of people who think that they're untrackable and anonymize themselves. So I think this person will be caught and will be found out. Be somebody who's just it'd be quite embarrassing for them, probably for their parents, and I believe that there'll be parents involved, because it'd probably be somebody who's, if not at least adolescent in age, or very adolescent in mentality. You know, there are people who are out there who they come at you and they say, can you give me this? Can you give me that? And you're like, okay, I'll let me help you. I'll do anything I can to help. And then they're like, yeah, that's great. It'll solve all my problems. And then the next week, they have new problems, and in addition to the old problems that didn't get solved because, you know, they took whatever you gave them and spent it on something else. And then the next week, they're asking you for more. And then when you don't give it to them, finally, you're just scum of the earth to them. And yet, you know, it's within our nature to continue to try to give, because we hope that someday it comes back to us, or I don't know if it's even that. I don't know if it even works that way. I think it just kind of goes around the world, you know. You help somebody and then they do a good deed for somebody else. But evil and darkness have that same thing too, you know. When you do something evil, it kind of goes around the world and eventually comes back to you many times over. And, you know, and so, you know, the person who does this may think they're being clever, but They're not. They're basically basement dwellers. They're living off of somebody's goodwill, and they're taking advantage of it. And then they'll be like, oh, but, you know, when they get caught doing what they're doing, they're, oh, but I need more. Send me back. I'll do better. And then they don't. And, you know, it'll solve my problems, and it doesn't. I don't know, it's the one thing that kind of gets tiresome, I guess, is people just constantly... I have to include myself in that as always, you know. I get tired of my own shtick sometimes. Just the lesson I have to take is that thing that I want so much, it'll make my life better. I'd do anything to have it right now. Then when you get it, it's forgotten, and on to the next problem, on to the next need. So I guess I could say that I'm really blessed. I have everything I need, really. Got my 2 hot, tired doggies panting in the back seat. I got enough money. I can go around the corner up here and go get some coffee and enjoy the nice evening and kind of people watch. And maybe somebody will come by and we'll have a conversation about something. And I can go home and look at what we have to put for dinner and go to bed and get up tomorrow and do it all over again. And for the people who fail to launch in life, I hope that someday you can get over it. I've been there. Maybe not on as massive a scale, but I've had these feelings of jealousy and anger towards people, and when really all I needed to do was get up off my own ass and stop blaming others for my problems. Here is my coffee shop straight ahead. Actually, it's a coffee house. The difference between a coffee house and a coffee shop is time of day. Coffee houses are open in the morning, close at night. Or, I mean, coffee shops are open in the morning and close at night. Coffee houses are open at night. That's the difference. But anyway, gotta have the ever-present. Right, doggies? Right, doggies?